Hey, what's up, and welcome into another box opening for Jaff Comics in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Today we have two boxes of Shadows of the Galaxy, set two of Star Wars Unlimited to open up for you, so throwing it back a couple sets here. As a reminder, if you want anything from today's opening, it will be available at the TCG link in the description, as well as on jaffcomics.com. If you head to the homepage and go about halfway down the page, you should see a link to the TCG player right there. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with a Lando pack. Hondo Inaka leader. Alrighty. Rivals Fall. Daring Raid. Moment of Glory. Alright, first legendary already. We've got Second Chance. Not a card that gets used too often, but it's attached to a non-leader unit. Attached unit gains when defeated before this phase. This unit may play it from their discard pile for free. So it's 4 and in double blue. I feel like we're not seeing too many double blue decks in general at the moment. And then Chain Code Collector Hyperspace Foil. Yeah, so not best legendary to start with there. Just not used very often, I don't think, for the most part. But first pack legendary is always fun. On to pack number 2 here. I don't know. Rare is a swoop down, so in the space meta, kind of fun. Attack with a space unit, it gains Saboteur and can attack ground units for this attack. If it attacks a ground unit, it gets +2, and the defender gets -2 for this attack. Haven't seen it in any decks yet, but just thinking out loud. Seems like a pretty strong card in yellow for 1, and then a Wrecker foil. Definitely a very usable card, especially in Sabine ECL. So good little start there. Some good cards to get going. It's fun going back. Some of these cards may have been less exciting or more exciting at the time. When the set was released, and now we're kind of seeing are these cards still being used? What decks are they being played in? So fun to kind of do like a little retrospective look. A Hunter of the Haxian Brood Hyperspace. And it's funny, we're saying retrospect when it's only two sets out. Val, so seen some talk about this in the new Admiral Thrawn deck. So when defeated, give 2 experience tokens to a friendly unit. And of course, within Thrawn, you get to double essentially the when defeated actions. So, pretty strong there. You're giving out 4 experience tokens for a 2/4 for 2. Pretty darn good. And then a Heroic Renegade foil. Alrighty. Mystic Reflection, give an enemy unit -2 for this phase. If you control a Force unit, give the enemy -2/-2 for this phase. So, a bit of cheap removal if you're getting rid of a low unit and you happen to have a Force unit out. And then Covert Strength foil. Rokai Gunship Hyperspace. Ooh, dropping cards here. Mando Armor and Hunter of the Haxian Brood foil. A lot of Hunter of Haxian Brood so far. Ray. Nice mall. So again, that would have been a very exciting car, depending on when you're pulling that. So Maul's, pretty great in terms of actions, ambush, and overwhelm. And on attack, you have this ability to put damage onto another underworld unit for 7/7/6. So I feel like people are starting to play this in place of Vader in a lot of spaces. Pretty good card. And then a foil word, Warboard Stowaway. Rivals Fall Hyperspace. Wish it was a foil, but that is just the best art, I think, in the set. Legal Authority. So it's one of the upgrades. When played, attached unit captures an enemy non-leader unit with less power than it. So, and it gets +2. And a Bo-Katan Cries foil. Haven't seen much capture being played, but you never know. Could come back. Lurking TIE Phantom, very, very fun card with the ability to not be captured, damaged, or defeated by enemy abilities. All right, Dr. Evazan. That was one of the, starting the bounty, ready up to 12 resources, 3/3. So you had to really be concerned of when you were playing it. And Salacious Crumb Hyperspace foil. Warzone Lieutenant Hyperspace. A Casca Reeves for a rare, and a Trandoshan Hunter's Hyperspace foil. No legendaries since that first one, so hopefully we can pick it up a bit in that department. But I think here we're really showcase hunting anyway, right? Xanadu Blood, Cad Bane's ship there, and Guavian Antagonizer foil. Bo-Katan. Very important card in the new sets, right? The Disabling Fang Fighter. When played, you may defeat an upgrade. Again, this is a reprint in this set that's seeing even more use now, with all the pilots being upgrades. And a Val Hyperspace. We already talked about her. Jango Fett. Another good rare. That was in the weekly play packs as well. And then a top target foil. So nice to get a Val Hyperspace, especially if she's going to be in these Thrawn decks. Midnight Repairs. Heal up to 8 total damage from any number of units. Another one that I think is a possible meta contender in terms of being able to get rid of all these indirect damage and not really have to worry about it. Again, you have to be playing double blue, but even for 4, if you have a ton of things out and you're playing something with indirect damage against something with indirect damage, this is pretty powerful. And there's our second legendary here, the Dark Saber, another great card. Lots of different decks, especially Sabine, if you want to go that route, and an Underworld Thug foil. And there's our second legendary. And we did pull another showcase here, a Fennec Shand. We've been on a showcase tour here a bit. Fennec Shand. So, action 1, play a unit that costs 4 less from your hand. Give it ambush for this phase. So, pretty great art here in terms of, Fennec with her rifle. Not a really highly used leader, but I mean, can't complain about getting a showcase, especially when we're going back here a few sets. That's awesome. Put that over to the side here. See if I can't get a case for it. All right. Fennec will watch the rest of our opening here and provide support from above. Alrighty. That always happens. Losing cards on the side here. I'll move all those after this one. Heroic Resolve. 1 cost, attach unit gains action. 2, defeat a Heroic Resolve in this unit. Attack with this unit, gets +4 and gains Overwhelm for this attack. And a Cartel Turncoat foil. Let me get these out of the way here. All of our commons and uncommons. Again, the showcase luck has been pretty good lately. Pulled a lot in the consecutive number of boxes, really. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Let's get back to it here. Cad Bane. Looks like we got a hyperspace foil in the back there. Unrefusable offer. That was one of the showdown cards that everybody was pretty disappointed with. And a swoop down hyperspace foil. Great looking art there of the fire spray coming down, providing support. I think this card is probably usable. I haven't seen it really get used too much, but with everybody playing a lot of space for 1 cost in yellow. Clan Ren Rescuer. Evidence of the crime. Take control of an upgrade that costs 3 or less and attach it to an eligible unit of your choice. And a Falcon foil. Alrighty. Oh, Fennec's falling here. There we go. We got another Fennec to sit with our Fennec. Pirate Battle Tank Hyperspace. Lom Pike. Another cool one in this set, I think. Especially if you're pairing it with like Hondo from this latest set, the Legendary. And Clan Ren Rescuer foil. I'm gonna knock these over every time, aren't I? Well, maybe I'll get these packs out while we're here. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs left in this box. So only 2 legendaries, but of course we got the showcase. So can't complain. There's Fennec. We can get a third Fennec. Scanning Officer, Sonar San, Inspiring Mentor, and a Mercenary Company foil. So full gambit of Fennec back there. Relentless Pursuit, Hyperspace. Altering the Deal, Hyperspace. A Kylo Ren for our Legendary. And Enforced Loyalty, foil. Kylo, pretty strong card in terms of 6/7 for 6. While playing this unit, ignore its villainy aspect penalty if you control Rey. So, of course, it wants you to have that kind of crossover type of deck. I haven't seen many people do that, but I mean, a pretty cool bit of flavor for that card. Unwanted Insurgents, Hyperspace. Evacuate for another legendary. Return each non-leader unit to its owner's hands. Another one that I think could see a little more play as we continue on into more sets here. I mean, return each non-leader unit to its owner's hands. When you got things that are piloted and kind of beefed up here, something like this that someone's not expecting would be pretty damaging to your opponent. Of course, for you, you're returning everything on your side as well, but so you'd have to kind of play it, when you don't necessarily have a board and your opponent does. But I'll be the first to admit that happens to me pretty often. So, Lady Proxima, Hyperspace, a Maz Kanata, and a General freaking rare foil. So, double rare pack there. Dr. Aphra. Midnight Repairs, Armed Thief. We got Bill Burr here, and a Gray Squadron Y-Wing foil. All right, 3 packs left on this box, and then we got another 24-pack box. Let's take a look at. Looks like we might have a Hyperspace foil in the back here. Tech, great card, going to be used for sets and sets to come with the ability to smuggle anything and also having its own smuggle ability, and a Principled Outlaw Hyperspace foil. Tech just adds so many different components to so many different decks. Even if you're tossing in Tech as a one of and knowing that you can resource them, and then add some of your late game cards if you had already resourced them, through smuggle. It's pretty helpful. Disabling Fangfighter foil and a Dr. Pershing for our rare. And last pack. Let's see if we can't get some last pack magic, or if we'll be on the 3 rare train. I feel like usually when you get a showcase, it's like a god box. You've got like 5 or 6 rares, and tons of useful foils and hyperspace foils. But all right, yeah, 4 legendaries. Here's Dryden Voss, 5/7, shielded for 7, and a Relentless Pursuit foil. Alrighty. So I would say pretty darn good first box, getting the showcase 4 legendaries. And we'll dig into the second box here in just a moment. Just moving these commons and uncommons out of the way here. Alrighty. So let's see. We'll have Fennec take her own spot. We can put these other ones away. Alrighty. Another 24 packs to dig into here. Now, I don't know if these are from the same case, so certainly possible that we can get another showcase. Choose signs for our rare and a Night Owl Skirmisher foil. Inspiring Mentor and a Cloud Rider foil. Han 2 Hyperspace. Skip the card there. Lom Pike foil. Managed to grab that all the way from the back. It's pretty impressive, honestly. First Light Rare Hyperspace and a Finalizer Legendary. So that was a really good pack here. Triple rare legendary with some different treatments as well. So the Finalizer, not getting played much, but honestly, choose any number of friendly units. Each of those units captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena. You have to have lots of units out, but something like Vader Green with all these tokens, something like that. Feels like a win more card. You got to get to 11, but something where you're ramping and also making tokens. That's pretty good. Bounty Guild Initiate. Hyperspace, another Fennec. Hotshot DL44 Blaster, just a good card, especially with Smuggle. And a Twin Pod Clown Car foil. We usually refer to it as the Clown Car. Alright, Kira. Their Marauder. And a Sundari Peacekeeper for our foil. Boba. Outland TIE Vanguard Hyperspace. Another Lom Pike and a Zuckuss foil. 3 Lom Pike so far. Another Han. Vambrace Flamethrower and a Warzone Lieutenant foil. Cad Bane. Criminal Muscle Hyperspace. Kragan Gore for our rare and a Foundling foil. Boba Fett Hyperspace. The Remote Village Hyperspace. Prey Vizsla rare and a Desperate Attack foil. Bosk. Pretty popular deck still. Bosk Blue Control. Moment of Glory Hyperspace. Another Dryden Boss and Underworld Thug Hyperspace foil. So Dryden Boss, our first repeat legendary here. Hondo Naka. Looks like a hyperspace foil in the back there. Or I'll cheat right to it. Scanning Officer hyperspace foil. It's a pretty usable card, especially if you're playing someone with a lot of smuggle. Good sideboard card. Could be pretty damaging. And then a crosshair hyperspace and an omega. So pretty good pack there. Double rare and another hyperspace. And also a fun little crosshair and omega pairing. All right, Bazine and Principled Outlaw for our foil. Another Fennec. Triple Dark Raid. I've got a feeling this card is destined for the banned list, but we'll see. I search the top 7 cards of your deck for a vehicle and play it. Sorry, it's not focusing here. It costs 5 less and enters play ready. Return it to its owner's hand at the end of the phase. So the bit that it costs 5 less and then also enters play ready and returns to your hand afterwards. It's just a little too good. And then Midnight Repairs foil. I think if we're gonna see any non-leader card get banned because of all of the um, vehicles and the different ways to kind of work with that, I think that's or if they want to change what it does exactly, I feel like that's the card we would see it on. Just a really, really strong card, especially if we're in a meta of a lot of vehicles. And that was a Nemo Outpost Constable's hyperspace there. Django Fett rare and a no bargain foil. Bo-Katan. The Sabling Fang Fighter hyperspace. Tarful for a rare and a Reckless Gunslinger hyperspace foil. Okay, so double legendary pack, but it seems we're in the same. Yeah, we're getting the same ones here. So second chance and a third Trident Boss. This one's a foil one. So we'll see. I guess we're. I think that the Shadows of the Galaxy boxes were still on that same kind of sequencing problems that they were having with the first set. So I wonder if we'll see another Dark Saber. I don't think we'll complain about another Dark Saber, but it's possible. Either that or another Dryden Boss, I think is actually possible. Heroic Renegade. Queel. Hyperspace. And then an outflank, or sorry, Mando Armor for a rare and an outflank foil. Can't complain about a double legendary pack, though. Hondo. Ooh, Kylo's TIE Silencer Legendary Hyperspace. So this is a nice one. Kylo's definitely seeing a lot of usage. I've seen a lot of people pop that new Vader piloting unit directly on this on 3 or 3 resource turn. You know, you play this on your 2, and then you pop that on there, and it becomes a 6/5 immediately with additional actions. It's really nice to get this in the hyperspace. Cool little space scene. A Maul and an Arm to the Teeth foil. Very nice pack. Alright, let's see what we got here. We have another 6 packs to open here before we finish out. Gar Saxon. Another Swoop Down and a Reckless Gunslinger foil. So, yeah, that Swoop Down seems pretty good with all the space units. Alright, let's see what we got here. A Wrecker for our rare, and a foil Spare the Target. Losing containment over here. Ooh, I keep doing that with the foil back there. Sorry about that. Mystic Reflection for a rare, and a Look the Other Way foil. Fennec Shand. Ooh. Kinton Intimidator Hyperspace. Cartel Turncoat. Sorry, everything is falling apart here. Goodness. We've got Lady Proxima L337, Roshier Tree Tender Hyperspace, Remnant Reserves, and our rare is a Legal Authority. Last 2 packs here. See if we can't get another legendary. Why not? Hunter. Nobody's really cracked the code on him just yet, but I think he's a fun leader. Casca Reeves, rare, and an Omega, rare foil. All right, last pack here. Let's see if we can't get some last pack magic, maybe another legendary. I think we technically should have another one, but we'll see. And we do. Supreme Leader Snoke. That's a great one in terms of each enemy. Non-leader unit gets -2/-2, 6/6 for 8. Just a really strong card in blue in your control type decks, and a Rickety Quad Jumper foil. So really nice legendaries in that one. I mean, getting the Kylo's tie certainly very usable right now, and Snoke, another great card. So all in all, I'd say a great opening. We're pulling out another showcase here, Fennec Shand. Again, if you want any cards that were included in today's opening, head to jaffcomics.com. Head about halfway down the homepage. There should be a TCG Player link there as well. In the description here, there should be another link to the TCG Player link. Go ahead and complete your playsets of Shadows of the Galaxy. We're going to have all this stuff up pretty soon. So until next time, guys, I mean, we've got plenty of Jump to Lightspeed to open, some Twilight to open, and even a little bit of Spark. So expect some more videos coming soon. Thanks, y'all. Peace.